They are coming for our food, ladies and gentlemen. Both Carnival and Royal Caribbean are making some changes to some of the more luxurious items on the menu on board their ships that you possibly are not going to like. Well, at least for one cruise line. On one side in particular, they are making some options that may potentially and possibly provide more options for you down the road. However, I do want to talk about all of this because as minute, as small as this change may be, we're talking specifically about lobster options here. I do believe this could potentially and possibly be the start of some bigger changes coming up down the road, mainly in 2023. By the way, I do want to apologize in advance for using this very cheap $10 eBay mic. You see, over the past couple weeks, I had a little trouble with a piece on my very nice microphone, but unfortunately, the part that I ordered didn't get here in time. It's supposed to be here sometime this afternoon. So with my future videos, I will finally be able to use my nicer mic, but for now, unfortunately, this is what we got. So I think we can all agree that Lobster Night is without a doubt a cruise ship favorite, regardless of what cruise line you decide to sail with for your vacation. People get all beautiful and shiny and new for these nights because typically Lobster Night is complemented with elegant or formal night on board cruise ships. However, the problem that often comes with Lobster Night is that people oftentimes, from what I've experienced, are not really happy with the serving size of the lobster. Typically the lobster tail is small, and well, the veggies, usually you get just a couple pieces of broccoli that complement and side along with the lobster. So people naturally want to order 2 or 3 servings of the lobster tail if they don't decide to get a different menu item. Now we have Royal Caribbean that has come out and announced that they are doing, I guess you could call a beta test on board the world's second largest cruise ship, Symphony of the Seas. Moving forward, or at least as of right now, if you want a second lobster tail, you will have to pay $16.99 USD plus an additional 18% gratuity charged to your account if you want a second lobster. And we can assume that if you want a 3rd, 4th, 5th, or 10th lobster, it's going to continue to add that upcharge for you on your account. In addition to all of this, Royal Caribbean is also going to be changing the type of lobster that will be broiled and used for all of you to consume on board their ships, because typically they use what's known as the Caribbean lobster. This lobster is smaller but said to be sweeter in taste. Royal Caribbean will now be switching from the Caribbean lobster to the northern Maine lobster that is found in the colder waters. This lobster is said to be larger. It does also have the large claws, and well, it's going to give people more meat inside of that lobster tail. In addition to the fact that since they do have the claws, unlike the Caribbean lobster, it's going to give way for more options like lobster bisque and other lobster options that they can use the meat from the claws and put it inside, which I think is a pretty cool idea. Now do keep in mind that when it comes to ordering a 3rd or 4th or more lobster, the 18% gratuity has not been disclosed when it comes to Royal Caribbean if they're going to continue charging that to your account if you decide to actually order more. Royal Caribbean is also in the process of testing what they would call a more streamlined menu. It makes things a little bit easier for the crew out there cooking, all the cooks and chefs in the back. And well, I'll talk to you guys later about this, but this is going to make things easier for the potential problems that is going to be coming down the road next year, possibly, like I said, in 2023. Now, when it comes to Royal Caribbean's competitor, Carnival Cruise Line, they have already made changes when it comes to their dining options on board. As of November 7th, whenever you go to the main dining room, you can order 2 items free of charge when it comes to the entrees. However, moving forward, if you want a 3rd, 4th, 5th, or more items, well, you're going to have to pay an additional $5 per each additional item. However, unlike Royal Caribbean, you don't have to deal with the extra cost of the 18% gratuity. Just keep in mind that when it comes to Carnival Cruise Line, they do not have lobster tail available in the main dining room for sailings that are 5 nights or shorter. If you want lobster, you have to go to like Rudy's and they have it available there. Now, even though Carnival put these changes when it comes to the cruises that are 5 nights or shorter out years ago, people are just kind of adjusted to this fact. Even though you can't get entrees and menu items that is directly tied to a lobster tail at the main dining room, you can get items that contain lobster like lobster bisque and lobster salad. Now, I would assume with these changes, I don't think this is only going to affect both Carnival and Royal Caribbean. Caribbean, they are just the first to start rolling out these changes. I do believe both MSC, NCL, all the other big cruise line Celebrity, they are going to soon follow. Because as of right now, when it comes to the price per pound of lobster, it can range greatly anywhere in the category of $40 up to $150. Due to all of this as well, we are seeing price increases for everything. Just understand that when it comes to a cruise vacation, it's not just the food is dropped off and then it is delivered to you and on a silver platter or a plate, and you guys can indulge and enjoy to your heart's desire. There is a process to all of this. For example, let's create a theoretical but realistic scenario. Let's say hundreds or thousands of lobsters are delivered to a particular Royal Caribbean ship in Miami every single week. In order to get said lobster, there has to be a team, first of all, called, as well as a logistics team and all the other details that are involved with the company, the fishing company that goes out into the ocean to even pick up said lobster. The lobster then has to be delivered back over to Maine before it is shipped. All of this, of course, involving things like fuel and, again, another set of logistic team and everything else that goes in. A lot of giblets that even my tiny brain can't understand, and well, then has to be either shipped or trucked all the way down over to Miami and then delivered. And then Royal Caribbean has to look at their logistics and see how many lobsters that they have. And well, it's a lot of mumbo jumbo that it's confusing to people potentially like you and me, but at the same time, it's a very difficult process. And when you look at where the world is heading, unless you live under a rock, well, the economy isn't so great right now. By this, of course, I think many would agree that we are essentially either in or sailing right into a depression for the year of 2023. All year long, we have had supply chain issues globally, and well, it's only a matter of time before it starts affecting things like your cruise. This is why you see a lot of cruise lines trying to spearhead this and beat it before it gets too bad and make these changes now, because what can happen is, well, if they don't make the changes, it'll be too late, and then these changes are going to be more so forced, they're going to be blunt, and they're going to be immediate, and well, instead of making things a very smooth process, you're going to have a lot of guests that are caught blindsided and they ain't gonna be too happy. Now, to be clear, I don't want to make this news some type of doom and gloom, the world is ending. I don't mean this by any means at all. I'm saying that as of right now, things are just getting kind of crazy out in the world. If you've been out in the world, if you've traveled, you've without a doubt seen all the changes that are slowly creeping in little by little. And the cruise lines are just trying to do their best to make sure they are accommodating, but also being practical in the fact that, well, they know that there is going to be changes with logistics. There's going to be a lot of price increases down the road, and well, we are potentially about to head into some rough waters. By the way, I know I say potentially a lot. I definitely got to stop doing that so much, but I do like the word. Now, I just got back from being out on the field. I was on board Carnival Cruise Line's newest and largest ship with their entire fleet, the Carnival Celebration, and I'll be honest, I did hear a decent amount of complaining as I did eat and dine at the main dining room on a couple different occasions. There were a lot of people that weren't privy to the new rules, and they were a little upset about the fact that they can't order 4 different sets of entrees of the filet mignon and any type of menu item that they wanted. But again, these are changes that Carnival is going to go out of their way to make sure these transitions are as smooth as possible in order to accommodate and also have everybody understand the practicality of everything, and well, just realize that we are also living in the real world. And even if we're on a dream vacation, things can't be avoided, like food shortages or just complications as far as price increases when it comes to certain and select food items. Anyway, I just want to end this by saying that, like I said, I'm not trying to be doom and gloom. I know some people are going to point this out. Personally, I don't care. You can walk the plank. It doesn't matter to me. I'm just stating what I see as somebody that travels extensively, as somebody that does somewhat pay attention to what's going on in the economy, in the stock market, and the world that we live in from a realistic standpoint. So you can just take it how you want. But either way, guys, that's what I got. I do believe that this could potentially be the start of what's going to maybe turn into something bigger as far as maybe more food shortages or more stricter regulations when it comes to the cruise lines, in order order for them to save a little bit of money and not have so much food waste every single cruise. That's what I got, guys. Let me know your thoughts once again in the comment section below. Just know that I love and appreciate every single one of you. I hope all of you are doing well. Got a lot of travel plans. Unfortunately, I got a funeral to go to today, and then I'm off to Mexico after Thanksgiving or on Thanksgiving. Haven't bought my ticket yet. Probably gonna do it very last minute, but I'll keep all of you updated on what's going on. I appreciate all of you. I love all of you, and I'll see you later. Take it easy.